Well, hello there, and welcome to another Minecraft video. This one is a tutorial of sorts. Just so you know, the longer video that I've been promising, now that I have the ability to upload longer videos again, is fully recorded, and I'm just editing it now, so it's all in post. And trust me, you should get excited about that. But, yeah, until then, this is a sort of tutorial video for something that I'm not sure is like generic. I don't really know what this could be used for other than the one reason that I made it. But yeah, I thought I'd share it. So basically, if any of you watch Hermitcraft or subscribe to Tango Tek, and if you don't, you should. He's an amazing redstoner. Link to his channel down in the description. In the last season of Hermitcraft, he built a minigame that I think was called like Dupe or something like that, maybe not. It was basically a bluffing game. And the idea was that these items would fall down onto weighted pressure plates, and you can see the items fall on your opponent's side, but there was a wall up so that you couldn't actually see which items were already on the pressure plates. So you kind of had to keep track of which ones fell and which ones didn't, and every once in a while piston would push the items off and reset the whole thing. So it's really just a matter of keeping track of your opponent's drops. Meanwhile, you have to step on pressure plates saying how many items are on your side. And the higher number you step on, the faster your score rises. So basically, you want to step on the highest number possible. But if you step on a number higher than the number of items you actually have on your side, your opponent can call your bluff, and if they do and you're actually lying about it, then you get knocked off the platform and it gives them a chance to rack up a bunch of points. It's not the easiest game to explain, but I hope I did a good job of it. Basically though, in one of his videos, Tango Tek basically went through the entire process of how he made the game on camera. So he showed everything. And he used some clever techniques. But for his bluff detection, he used a technique involving two redstone lines going into the same torch line. And then, I don't remember exactly how he did it, but it was this, it was a clever technique, but it was kind of big. And so I was thinking about it recently, and I realized it could be made a lot more compact. So I made this design. So basically what this will do is it'll take an input such as how many items are on a pressure plate, or how many different items are on a pressure plate, and then it'll compare that to another input, for example, your wager of how many items you claim are on your pressure plate, and it'll detect whether you're bluffing or not. So if you choose any value higher than the actual number of items you have, it'll turn on this torch and it'll indicate that no, you're bluffing. So he needed this so that he could determine if somebody called your bluff, whether they should get pushed off or whether you should get pushed off. And like I said, he used a clever technique involving some redstone manipulation of two different lines on a torch tower and all that. Or not torch tower, but a torch line. But this is much more compact. So just to make it clear, this pressure plate, and then this entire section here from these two comparators and this hopper and all of this, those are just the inputs. They don't actually have to be like this. This is just for a demonstration. The actual circuit part is this hopper and then everything on this side. So these two rows and that redstone. So basically how this works is, if you watched my other videos, you might recognize this part here, these three comparators and these two redstone blocks, as an addition circuit, an analog addition circuit. What that means is it takes the two inputs coming into the sides here and it adds them together instead of subtracting. So here is where we have our input from our actual items, and over here we have a hopper that only has one item in it, so it's giving a redstone output of 1. So this whole thing here just adds 1 to your actual number of items. And that is necessary. So it takes that and it outputs the value to this block. So this block has the number of items plus 1. And then we have this comparator here, and this just is on subtract mode as well. And by the way, these are all subtract mode if you didn't notice. And so this one's also on subtract mode, and this has the number of items plus 1 from the block, and then you subtract your guess. And what that does is, if your guess is equal to or greater than, or sorry, if it's equal to or less than the number of items on your pressure plate, you're going to get some positive value, because it's going to be pressure plate plus 1 minus that value. So you're going to get a positive output, and it's going to turn this torch off. However, if the guess that you put in is higher in signal strength than the number of items, then it'll be at least, or at most, 0, and so it's going to cut off the signal, and then it'll let that torch turn back on. I hope that made sense. I don't know if I explained that clearly enough, but to show you, basically what I've done here is I have a pressure plate here, golden pressure plate, that'll tell me how many different types of items are on here. And then for my wager, I use these pressure plates. And all I've done is I've configured this hopper with the amount of items to subtract 11. So when it's 15 minus 11, it's a signal strength of 4. And then when it's 14 minus 11, it's a signal strength 3, and then 2, and then 1. So these are my guesses of signal strength 4, 3, 2, and 1. This will output a signal strength of 4, 3, 2, or 1, depending on if there are 4, 3, 2, or 1 types of items on it. So let's see how this works. So right now there's nothing on there, and I am not wagering anything, so it's off, meaning I'm not bluffing. If I drop an item on here, now there's 1 item on there. I'm not wagering anything, so I'm not bluffing. Or I can go 1 item on there and stepping on 1 to wager, and I'm still not bluffing because I do have 1 item. But if I step on 2, now it'll actually turn on because I don't have 2 items on there. And if we collect this, and you'll see when I have 0 items, even if I wager 1, it will detect that as a bluff, because it is. And so now if I do 2 different item types, so let's say redstone and a repeater, now there's 2 item types, and if I press 1, I'm not bluffing because it is less than what I have. If I press 2, I'm still not bluffing, still less than what I have, or equal to in this case. And if I press 3 though, now it's more than what I have, so now it registers a bluff on 3 and 4. And just to show you it works with all the values, if I drop a lever on there, now there's 3 different item types, so I can step on 3 and no bluff. But if I step on 4, it says a bluff. Just collected stuff. So there's 2 types, 3 types, and now if I put a sign, now there's 4 types, so I can wager anything from 1 to 4, and no matter what, it's not a bluff. So yeah, this is the same detection circuit in function that he used, but it's much more compact. It does use a lot more comparators though, and Hermitcraft is a survival series, so you know the amount of quartz is it's a thing, it's a consideration. But at this point in the game, I mean, this was pretty late in the Hermitcraft season that he made this game, so I don't think it was, you know, it would have been too big a deal. So yeah, I'm going to try to find the video where he made that game and link to it below. If I can't find that video though, I'm definitely going to at least link to Tango Tek's channel. But yeah, so this is a more compact version of his bluff detection circuit. Uses only a single torch instead of, I think he had like 4 or 5 different torches on his, maybe more. So yeah. And you know me, I like to keep things as solid state as possible, and even though torches are technically solid state, they also have burnouts, so I try to avoid torches as much as possible. So yeah, this is pretty much it. Yeah, so until next time, wait. Until next time, keep bluffing, keep redstoning.